So hi, I'm Sammy Saldivar here for Laker Broadcasting, and right now I'm joined with two players from the varsity football team, James Cooper and Kevin Peterson. Both are linemen for the football team and have had a pretty big impact so far this year, and they've just agreed to answer a few questions about the season so far. Guys, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Kevin, just starting with you, regular season's almost finished. What's been your favorite game so far? Who's your favorite opponent in the TRL?
I think Westland is one of the toughest opponents. Their school and their program is a lot like ours, and they're a hardworking team. And the last game that we had with them, it was a close one. It was a nail biter, and so I think coming away with the win from that game was exciting. And so that was probably my favorite game so far this season.
And then James, back to you too. Like I said, the regular season's almost done. Just how do you feel overall about your guys' performance?
I think truthfully, I think we should do better. I mean, usually late grades and it's pretty close games. Coming into the playoffs, we'll play a lot better teams, and I think we just really need to pick it up and play better.
Now, I think I mentioned before, both you guys are on the line, so part of your job is kind of protecting the quarterback and just having a good camaraderie with the rest of the offense. I've actually heard you guys are pretty close. You do a lineman's dinner. Do you want to tell me a little bit about that, Kevin?
Yeah, so each week, a group of us linemen, about 10 of us, will go out to dinner to like Red Robin or Olive Garden or something like that. And we just go to have a good time after practice, kind of like cool off and just have fun. We don't really talk about football. We talk about like life and just like what makes us who we are. And we learn a lot about each other. And this year we're all seniors on the line. So we all are in like the same position. We all have big shoes to fill. Like replacing Kashi and a whole bunch of the other linemen that have graduated. So we really feel like this year we're coming close together because we're all seniors and we all are on the same page.
Now, James, Kevin just mentioned, you lost some seniors last year, and this year was kind of your turn to step up. What's been your favorite part about being a senior on this team?
It's kind of being like the leader of the team. It's kind of like everyone looks up to you, and you really kind of have to run the team, and just, all the younger classmen look up to you, and you have to set the example and set the tone for each game, and it's just a big responsibility. So I enjoyed that.
So we're almost done with the regular season. Like I said, we're going into playoffs. For you, Kevin, what do you think the team needs to work on most, especially before they get in that first round game?
I think coming into the first round game, we really need to work on starting out strong. We struggled a little bit last week. We had the fumble in the very first play of the game, and we need to come out strong and set a tone from the very beginning rather than coming from behind and taking the game at the end of the game.
And still looking at the playoffs, you have a lot of good teams that you've faced in preseason, and some of those you have the possibility of seeing down the road, or even teams you haven't played yet, like Sheldon. Who do you think is the team to look out for heading further into the playoffs?
Well, Sheldon's good again this year. They're probably the biggest competition. We played them I think this will be like our fourth year in a row playing them, and they're always a good team, and it's always tough. And I don't know who's after Sheldon. It's just Sheldon's just the big roadblock that we have to overcome.
So, like I mentioned before, you're both seniors. What do you think you're both gonna miss most about being part of the Laker team?
I moved here freshman year, so I got Laker just thrown at me. I wasn't really I didn't grow into it. I kind of was forced upon it, and I've actually really enjoyed it. This is my family, so I'm gonna miss playing with all these guys because we're all gonna go to different places, and the team's never gonna really be back together again. So I think making all these friendships, I'm gonna miss that the most.
Yeah, exactly what Kevin says. Just enjoying it while it lasts. It's just a great family, and I'll just miss playing with these people. I played for them for so long, since elementary school, and it'll be sad to see them go and be a player last game together.
So that just concludes it here. Again, I'm Sammy Saldivar here with James Cooper and Kevin Peterson, and this has been Laker Broadcasting.